Hello and welcome to Orbit International Youth Talk Show. Now this talk show is a youth space and forum where young people get to share their challenges, hopes, aspirations and dreams. Now today we are at Antelope Park and we are going to be talking about wildlife conservation and environment conservation. We realize that a lot of young people in Zimbabwe don't really know the importance of our inheritance that we got, which is wildlife and the environment. We have international volunteers that are here who have come to learn about how to conserve wildlife, about how to care for wildlife and the environment, and they're going to be telling us a little bit about their experiences here and why it is important for young people to take care of the wild and the environment, because it is important for our future generations. Later on we'll be speaking also to the people who actually made this initiative possible. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Oh yes, and I'd like to thank CPU's Closet, of course, for dressing me amazing African attire. Right, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Emma, I'm from England. I'm 26 years old, and at home I'm a support worker for adults with learning disabilities.
Okay, why did you choose learning disabilities?
I think because it's so complex and there's so much we can learn from them.
Yeah.
And I think that there's so much unknown about it, so to be in a job where I can continuously learn, it keeps me engaged as well.
Okay, all right. So how did you become so passionate about wildlife?
Ever since I was young, I've always loved animals, and at home I work with animals.
Okay.
And to be able to experience different kinds of animals, not just the ones native to my country, is so amazing. Right.
Okay, so can you give me a few animals that are native to your country?
We have badgers.
Okay, I don't even know those. But it's
yes.
fine.
Foxes.
Okay.
Deer. Owls.
Okay, nice.
That's probably about it.
Okay, so why did you choose? I know that wildlife is all over the world. Why did you choose Africa specifically and Zimbabwe to actually come and learn about wildlife conservation and environment conservation?
The wildlife here is so unique, and there are so many unique animals.
Yeah.
Like each country has a unique animal, maybe like 1 to 5.
Yeah.
But here there's so many. So to be able to see so many different animals in one place is amazing.
Okay.
And then the project here at Antelope Park, working in the local community as well,
Yes.
I think it's really successful.
Yeah.
And so to be able to be on a project that you feel is going to be of use and of importance is really good.
Yeah, okay. Going back to what you're saying, you were saying that you feel like it's going to be of importance, of use in the future. What sort of importance are you talking about?
Sustaining animals, so making sure that their numbers don't deplete and we don't allow any more animals to become extinct in our world.
Okay, alright. Now this leads me to my next question. Why do you think as young people, specifically young people, we should more than ever now concentrate about wildlife conservation?
Because it's our duty to maintain animals.
Okay.
If we don't, how are our future generations going to be able to experience them and see them in real life and in their natural habitat? Yeah,
because I'm thinking if I'm going to be telling my grandchildren that we used to have lions and they don't even know what they look like, or any other animals, it would really suck. But we would rather conserve them, right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So do you feel like there's still a lot of young people, not only in Zimbabwe, but, the world throughout, that don't really care and they're just like, this has nothing to do with us and we should just...
Yeah, I feel like people don't know the scale of what's happening.
Yeah.
Like in England, because there aren't any animals that are endangered or anything, like people there don't understand the importance of conservation because it's not needed.
Okay.
But when you come out here, you see how important it is.
Yeah.
And we need to learn about it, otherwise it's not going to work.
All right, and how long have you been here for?
3 weeks, and I've got 1 more week left.
That's amazing. So what will you tell the others when you go back?
Well, my friends are already so excited to hear all of the stories.
Okay.
And I can tell them how the projects I've seen are the way forward.
Yeah.
So I think at home you don't get to see what's going on and how people are working to maintain animal numbers.
Yeah.
So and it's been combined with teaching in the community and teaching younger kids as well.
Okay. How did you find out about this?
Through African Impact online.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you decided you just want to come and make a difference.
Yeah, like I knew that's what I wanted to do in the first place, and then it was just finding the project that I thought would suit me best.
Okay, so if you could say one thing to young people all over the world right now about animal conservation, what would that one thing be?
That you need to be involved.
Yeah.
100%.
So what sort of activities have you been doing here?
So I'm a joint volunteer, so I work in the community and with the lions.
Okay.
So with the lions, we do their walks to encourage hunting and natural behaviors. We have behavioral enrichment, cleaning.
Wait, when you talk about, behavior, like lions, like they act wild and you're trying to tame them, is that it?
No, the other way around. Well, so we're trying to encourage their natural behaviors.
Right.
Yeah, so we're trying to encourage hunting, perhaps seeking smells that we know that they enjoy in the wild.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to bring those natural behaviors back.
Okay, so is that scary? Was that scary, like when you started, and how was it?
My first lion walk, I was really intimidated.
Yeah.
But after that, it feels so natural, and it's amazing to see them behave in a way that they should be, without barriers like in a zoo, without the cages.
Okay.
It's so much nicer and more natural for them.
All right. Okay, so when you talk about the community, what do you do in the community?
So there's a project at the moment called the Alert Education Center.
It's called, sorry?
Alert Education Center.
Okay.
So the kids from local schools come here and we teach them about conservation and the different animals that exist here.
That's amazing. Okay, so do you actually see the difference that you've been making to these, in terms of giving them the valuable knowledge around animals? Have you seen the impact and how they actually get to understand the importance?
Yeah, seeing them go from no knowledge to more knowledge about everything is so satisfying.
Yeah.
So you work hard towards it, and that's the end goal at the end of the day.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming through to the show, and I hope that you will come back next year and the next year and the next year, All right, well, after the show break, we'll meet another volunteer who has a little bit more to tell us about her experiences here and how keeping wildlife and actually learning more about wildlife conservation has changed her life. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we were with a young lady who was telling us a little bit about the experience that she's had in terms of learning about wildlife conservation and environment conservation, and she's from the United Kingdom. Now, right now we have a beautiful young lady, and she's from Denmark, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her experiences here. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Thank you so much for coming through. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Dina, and I'm 20 years old.
Okay.
And I'm from Denmark, I should say.
Yeah.
And back home, I used to work for a company called Bang & Olufsen, but I quit my job to come here and work for 2 months as volunteer.
That's amazing. You quit your job.
I quit my job.
Were you not getting well paid?
I was getting well paid.
Are you serious?
Enough to come down here.
Enough to, yeah, of course. So, which means you're really passionate about this.
Yeah.
Is this something that, developed over time, or you've just always loved animals?
I've always had a love for animals. Back at home, we don't have that many different animals, so it's always been animals elsewhere that didn't have my attention.
What sort of native animals do you have in Denmark?
In Denmark, we have deers, and that's basically it. And
really?
Foxes, and we just got the wolves back.
Oh, that's amazing, man. Okay, so I have to say that there are not a lot of young people who would be passionate about, wildlife conservation, actually wanting to take care of animals. Why did you choose to come and, to Africa and take care of animals and learn more?
Back at home, we don't have that many native animals, so we don't really care about conserving.
So it's not something that you think about, back at home?
No, not that much. And down here, you have so many beautiful animals that it's totally different from the ones that we have back home.
Yeah.
So obviously we want to try and help to let you guys keep these animals for as long as possible.
Okay.
And that is basically why we try and come down here and help out with the lions, with the elephants.
Yeah. But then is it something that you want to do, like create a safari? Is it even possible in Denmark to create something like that and bring in animals? Because obviously from the education that you got here, you should take it back home and, you know, teach young people. Is it something that you can do there?
More or less, but since we don't have that many animals that are native to the country,
it's a bit difficult.
It's a bit difficult because actually we don't really have a lot of different animals.
Okay. So most of the people from Denmark will actually come to Africa to see what, you know, real animals look like.
Because back at home we can only see them in a zoo and it's just not the same. Like, we want to see them in the natural environment. And stuff like that.
Okay. So tell me about your experience here. What has it been like?
It's been amazing to work up close with like lions, an amazing animal.
Yeah.
And just to be able to walk them and to help feed them and see how they react.
Yeah.
And we do these things called behavior enrichment where we make them toys out of hay and elephant poop and like essence, like lavender and stuff. And it's just amazing to see how they hunt.
That's amazing. Okay, so you were scared of them when you started?
A tiny bit, yeah. Of course, it was really intimidating to watch them up close, but after 2 months, you kind of get used to it. Okay, so what other activities have you been doing here? We have been doing cleaning, like clean out the enclosures at least twice a week. Okay. For them to have a nice environment to be in. Yeah. And we do elephant herding, where we walk around with the elephants in the bush. And we also do meat prep, where we prep the meat for the lions and for the dinner cages. And we do the lion voice. Okay. Many different things. Okay. Why do you think, I think this is something I asked before, why do you think a lot of young people in general just don't care about, you know, taking care of the environment and animals? I think it's because we haven't really been taught how to take care of them. Okay. We haven't been taught much about the animals, much about the environment. But sometimes when you look it up and see how the world is going, and how the ecosystem is slowly breaking down, you'll want to try and conserve that for future generations to be able to come to Africa and see these animals. Exactly. Instead of just seeing them in a zoo. Okay. How are you going to be able to educate, you know, young people in Denmark who really don't, you know, see the importance of wildlife when you go back home? We will obviously try and teach them about the stuff that we've been taught down here. Yeah. And just be able to say that these are some amazing animals and it's an amazing country and we're going to try and help conserve that. Yeah. Because if we lose these amazing animals, there won't be much left for us. Exactly. You're right. You're right. Okay. So, do you believe that this initiative or this program has been able to make the impact it's supposed to make? Definitely. How do you think so? We're still trying to release the lions, but it's coming along great. Okay. Like we have 4 girls that we are supposed to release right soon. And you release them where? You release them in a park. Okay. A little up north in Zimbabwe. Okay. Where they will try and interact with some male lions they have up there and eventually form a pride. Okay. So that is exciting. Okay. And what is the one key lesson that you've actually learned throughout your time here? Definitely conserve. Yeah. Definitely that, because we wouldn't want to like have a country as amazing as this go to waste. Yeah. And all the animals, we would love to see them in the natural environment instead of just going to a zoo and predator them through like a big fence. That's not what we want to show our children or future generations at all. Okay. So what do you think we can do better as, you know, young people to actually learn more about conservation and to conserve wildlife and the environment? Try and come out to a place like this. Yeah. And actually listen to what the staff has to say about how these animals react and how they naturally react. Yeah. And how they behave because they're not normally quite shy. They don't do anything to people. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think most people are afraid of them. Okay. They see them as like a predator. Exactly, because most of them just want them probably killed or, you know, hidden somewhere. We don't want to see them. Okay, so what's the one thing you want to say to all the young people out there about wildlife conservation? Please help where you can. Yeah. It's amazing to help where you can, even if it's just a tiny bit of help. It means the world.
Even it doesn't even have to be monetary, right?
No,
it's hands-on.
It's hands-on.
Just coming and helping. Well, thank you so much, dear, for coming through, and I wish you all the best. Let us know. I know that we'll keep in touch, and let us know how the young people responded to you teaching them about wildlife.
Will do.
Well, after the short break, we'll meet some young Zimbabweans who have been able to learn a lot from this initiative and what this initiative means to them. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we had Stina from Denmark, and she was telling us a little bit about why it's so important for young people to conserve wildlife and the environment. Now, right now, we have a young man who is Zimbabwean, and he has been working here and getting a lot of experience here at Antelope. And he's going to tell us a little bit about the initiative and why this initiative was very important to them. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is from Chimani, born in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Chimani to Gweru. Wow, that's a long way.
Yeah, for it is.
Okay, so tell me why this initiative is so vital.
This initiative is so vital so that we don't make wildlife history. In other words, what we're saying is that great population of animals that we used to have years before have been reduced with quite a margin.
Okay.
And if we don't protect them, if we don't conserve them, then they'll come to extinction.
Okay.
And when we refer, or when we mention the term extinction, can only be a state when the last animal is gone, not in captivity or in the wild.
Okay.
Of which these animals, they are actually the iconic feature of our continent in Africa, and without them, our tourism would down to nothing.
So when you talk about, wildlife disappearing in Zimbabwe, how much have we been able to conserve our wildlife?
In Zimbabwe, roughly, I would say our national parks at the moment, they are playing an important role. And our conservation measures, they are still very, very intact.
Okay.
But you discover that in other areas across Africa, the population of wildlife, especially the lions, which is what we are into, their numbers have been crashing with a huge population for the past about 4 or 5 decades, which is a mess.
Why do you think this is?
The main reason why wildlife is a problem, first and foremost, is human population increase.
Okay.
You understand, as we increase as people, we put pressure on their resources.
And we need more land.
We need more land. We need food.
Yes.
And seeing the economic situation of most of the countries, people, they opt to go and poach. To poach wildlife.
Yeah.
And we have what we call human wildlife conflict, and this is a big problem with wildlife.
Okay.
Also, apart from that, we have some diseases which can also impact on wildlife at large, which reduce their population.
So when we're basically moving into the lands, we just kill. We don't care. We just kill and settle.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
What we don't understand as people of Africa is that whatever we have, the wildlife that we have, is not an inheritance from our forefathers.
Yes.
But we brought everything from the future generations,
Yes.
which means sustainable should always be on the cross board of life.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you don't sustain them, then again you'll come to extinction.
Okay. So, in terms of this initiative that you have been doing, how long have you been doing this for?
This initiative, we started in 2005.
Okay.
When we see the inception of our
That's a long time.
African Land and Environmental Research Trust.
Yeah.
And the major focus of our lead is to try to increase the wild population of lions by using these captive lions. So it has got a staged program.
Okay.
So basically, we have lions that we take from their mother when they're still young. We take them out on walks in the natural environment, where these lion cubs will be only the hunting skills, will be learning to hunt on their own.
Okay.
We don't train them, since lions can never be tamed. Now, when they are old enough, we release them in a semi-wild environment,
yeah,
with a manageable ecosystem.
Okay.
In that area, we give them enough resources, enough game species, koalas, zebras, wildebeest, for the lions to hunt on their own, for this pride to hunt on its own. We'll be testing whether they can become social stable, self-sustaining as a pride. And most importantly, they'll be raising their own cubs in the same wild environment. And their cubs are the ones that we are able to take and investigate into the wild. So it's not like a year thing that you can do over a year or 2 years. It's a long thing. Hence, that's how far we have gone so far.
It's interesting how when we were visiting the lions, I was scared, but I eventually just, that you say that you actually try not to tame them to that extent where they become domestic. You want them to act their natural selves even though they're in this protected environment.
That's very affirmative.
Why do you think it's important?
It is important to let these guys be there, because lions are always wild animals.
Yeah.
That's why we say lions in the wild represent the essence of Africa.
Okay.
And you have to remember that whoever comes to Africa always want to see the lions in their natural environment.
Yeah.
Hence we say they are raw in the wild represents the essence of Africa. In other words, we cannot define Africa without the lions, and we cannot define them being lions while they're in captivity.
Okay.
We want to see them in the natural environment where they belong.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Iri. Right now, we're just going to meet another beautiful young lady. She's from here in Zimbabwe, and she's also going to be telling us a little bit about her experience here, as she was also part of the initiative. Welcome, Izirache.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So tell me, from 2005, as I heard that's when the project started. How many young people have you been able to reach out to in the community and internationally?
Okay, since 2005, I'm sure you know you can't really conserve and eliminate the people who are adjacent to the national parks.
Yes.
So we understand that we have to involve everyone,
especially
those who are living in the adjacent communities. And also we understand that people can't conserve on an empty stomach.
Yes.
Yeah, so what we've done, we have a school that we are running close by, whereby we take all the school kids around Gweru, and then we educate them about conservation. We make them appreciate and get that material and spiritual value of wildlife. So I might say we educate about 1.6 kids per year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we educate them, we give them some courses, and then at the end of the month we give them certificates and prizes. Yeah, so
which motivates them.
Yes, it does. And also besides that school, we also have some volunteers coming from all over the world.
Like the ones we just saw before in the first segment.
So they come to do different projects. We have the community awareness and conservation, whereby they visit schools, orphanages, and clinics. And we also have some coming to work specifically with the lions, and the others working with the stables, with the horses. Yeah, so for the volunteers, we have an average of 25 per month. And per year, that's like 25 times 12.
Which is about 350.
That's right. Yeah, so from 2005, that's like how many years from now?
That's 16 years ago.
Yeah, times 350 for the volunteers, and with the kids it's 1.6 times those years.
Yes. Okay.
So we've been doing a great job, and it's been amazing, I tell you.
I can see that, definitely. So how old are you?
I'm 25.
You know what? I have to commend you for this, because not a lot of 25-year-old young ladies in Zimbabwe are even interested in touching a lion, or even wanting to go on a horse ride, or wanting to know why it's important to conserve wildlife. Why do you think we still have this attitude as young Zimbabweans?
Mostly I might say it's modernization of the Western culture that we are adopting. Because back in the days, our forefathers used to have traditional conservation tips. And nowadays, I tell you, from childhood, we are not taught about all that. They used to have things like shifting cultivation, totems, whereby a clan would be identified with a certain animal, and they would make sure they ensure the survival of that animal, and also they found pride in that. So I'm sure our culture is deteriorating somehow, and we, as a country, as young people, we have a major role to play to educate each other, so that the future generations will be able to benefit from the same resources we benefited from today.
Okay. Yeah. If you had one thing that is itching that you would want to tell all the young people, not only in Zimbabwe but in the world, what would it be?
Okay, to the young people out there, let conservation be the national anthem for the whole world. Let us make sure we conserve what's left of our nature so that the future generations will also be able to benefit.
Well, you heard her. Conservation should be the national anthem for every young person right now, not only in Zimbabwe but in Africa and the world over. Now, thank you so much to the international volunteers that came through. Thank you so much to Iri and Inzwi Rashe. And thank you so much to our viewers. Now you can reach us on www.orbit-international.org. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. See you next time.